Alright! It is a little bit past 7 o'clock on a Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time, and that means it is time for Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9000. With your host, as always, SneakyDevil, joined today by Atin. And
Max
no
is
Max.
dead.
Max is dead to us, as usual. As always, do not contact any of the people. Or,
like, one of these days, Max is gonna actually be dead, and we'll be telling everybody, like, no, Max is just dead, and they'll be like, yep,
We'll
like
see him next time, yeah, exactly.
No, really, he's dead, guys.
He's actually dead, guys, yes.
He lives in the
Anyway,
South.
hey, you're on when it starts. Welcome. And, as I was saying, do not contact any of the people that we feature in said hullabaloo. As you know, that would be harassment, and we are not allowed to promote harassment.
Okay, hold up. Don't say it like that. That makes it sound like if we could, we would. We don't want to. Not only are we not allowed to, we in no way support or encourage it. Let's be clear here.
I don't know, there's some people out there that could be due to be harassed, like that guy with the 327 anal fissures on a 6-year-old child. You know, maybe him.
I was just saying. That was the one I was about to bring up. I was like, okay, maybe them, but we don't know who that is, and even if we did, you still should leave them alone.
Yes, yeah.
Other than reporting their story.
Yes. Let's see, did I cover all the intros? I believe I covered everything, so let's kick it off straight into some OG-ass content. Which I know is a bit of a departure for us, but that's sort of what Tuesday is about. Don't inflate the count, Isley. It was 327. Don't lie to us.
I mean, it's been a while. Maybe Isley's gone back and seen it more recently than we have.
Don't taint my memory with your...
Please, your memory's plenty tainted.
Anyway. Hope everyone's having a good night tonight, because today we're going to be starting off with some OG steampunk fanfiction. Now, this is a work in progress, first draft that was handed to me by someone I know. He wanted me to look at it and have everyone yell at him and say how shit he is. Not in those exact words, but that's sort of the meaning when you hand me something, right? Yeah? No, I'm not the only one thinking this?
I mean, I haven't read any of this, so I have no opinion right now. I'll tell you if it needs yelling at after we're done.
Anyway, so like I said, this is a steampunk, no title. Let's get into it.
I will say this. Hopefully this one should be, at least for us, blessedly free of grammar errors.
Yes. The immediate area outside the facility this time of night appears abandoned, save for the occasional security teams on alert. Their movements just as coordinated and mechanical as the machinery they guard. Pale lines of exposed copper shine in odd, tawny reflection under the ominous light radiated by the prodigal factories rumbling in the distance. Yeah, we could do with some less adjectives in that sentence.
Yeah.
A corroded, practically ancient sign humbly adorns the facade of what appears to be a huge, but otherwise unassuming, office complex. The weathered copper sign outside the facility coarsely reads? I mean, we already got that it's weathered, so you really don't need to say coarsely. Again, lots of adjectives.
Adjectives are good, except when you have too many of them.
Yes, except when you start to get into flowery prose. As the guards...
No, this is... I was gonna say, that is just our opinion. Sometimes flowery prose is great. And
yeah, sometimes
really well.
it works, it's just, though...
Oh! It's Max!
Oh, Max... Okay, let me just...
Well, I'm making the safe assumption that it's Max, because I'm pretty sure no one else has access to this channel.
I mean, if it's not Max, we just got fucking hacked, and that's way worse.
I mean, is it? Who knows? A hacker might add some spice.
I'm gonna fucking shoot my phone.
Why are you gonna shoot your phone?
I just saw what my phone actually put in the recording chat over on the other server.
What did it put?
Might be Kate. because I have to fucking clean
Oh,
up.
might be Kate. Yeah, I was.
Look,
I
man,
was gonna
we're
make
not
fun
gonna
of-
judge whatever your family, whatever weird ass southern things your family does.
I
Well,
was gonna
no,
comment
now
on
I'm
that,
obliged
but-
to go make a female friend named Kate and bring her on the show every now and
Yeah, no, you have
then.
to.
As a replacement. Like, I'm not going to be on the show. Kate, take over.
I mean, I wouldn't be averse to this.
The way you say it too, I imagine some
Hi,
Full
Chrysanthemum.
Metal Alchemist level, like, making another human being.
Indeed, Bose makes a decent point. Adjectives are good until you actually see them. More or less, yeah.
No, I'm falling. I don't like falling. Falling is dangerous.
Anyway, so, Max, to catch you up, we are covering, the Funky Philosopher's,
Original work.
original work, Steampunk.
And we've been handed the dirtiest, sloppiest rough draft.
We've been handed a rough draft with an excessive amount of adjectives in it.
Who the fuck this be?
Funky Philosopher, he's in our private
He's in our
Discord.
private Discord. Yes, we have a private Discord. But if you go in for the
If you
$60
donate
backer tier-
$300 per month,
No. Remember, we decided on the $60 backer tier, so that someone might actually do it. You can get in.
sure.
Why you would want to, I have no idea. But
I'm not honoring that. This wasn't run by me. What the fuck, guys? When did you become sellouts?
Do you want your cut?
When did you become massive sellouts? Fuck,
Oh.
guys.
I realized it was profitable.
We aren't even popular enough for this yet. Why are you selling out so soon?
You can't sell out to no one.
Because if we establish a trend of it early on, when everyone comes in, they're like, "You're a bunch of sellouts." Everyone will be like, "Yeah, they've been sellouts for years."
That's nothing
So
new.
can I get a link to this wondrous little...
No, there's no link.
Oh.
Maybe. I mean, it contains his name, so I'll drop it in the private chat, I suppose.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I assume this is private use, and I'd like to follow along.
You can
Well,
word.
okay,
I like
well,
to not
okay,
bite my tongue first
To be
off.
sure, the individual in question did give us the ability to put this on stream, right?
Oh yeah, no, he said put it on the stream. It's just he also included his actual name on there, and I was like,
Okay.
well, I don't want people to harass him for appearing on this stream. Yeah.
Like you say, yeah, the other people that we put on the stream, no one knows their real name, unless for whatever reason they choose to include it in their fanfiction profile. In which case, it's not our problem.
Exactly.
In which
Anyway,
case, what the fuck is wrong with you?
as I was saying, Asgard.
Did you
stand
learn
by.
nothing from the days of the internet?
Asgard stand by, and machines hum their eternal hum. The monotony of the zone is broken by the arrival of an escort of two heavily armed carriages guarding an ostentatious coach in the center of the formation. The entourage decidedly trot, as opposed to what? Like I said, there's an excessive amount of adjectives and adverbs.
Yeah. There seems to be...
Oh, I mean, he's using it correctly, but
Yes, he is using
this-
it correctly. It's just not the time.
This is Cthulhu Zenyatta. I am very okay with this.
Get your tentacle
get
porn out of here.
Cthulhu Zenyatta for Watch.
Yes.
Past
Just-
the uncaring
I saw
facilities and the ever-skeptical security checkpoints towards the facility. Upon arrival, two bodyguards keep watch, and the other two approach the door, simultaneously entering punch cards to unlock the mechanism of the sturdy steel entryway. Door. I don't know why door needed to be there. Luther, a well-dressed man no more than 20 years of age, steps out of the coach. Missing a comma there. Steps out of the coach with a Brussels bag and his wizened aide Godfrey by his side.
Alright, I feel like this is the good time. Like, we've gotten pretty far, and let's just start in on the obvious. Like we already said, lots of adjectives.
Yeah.
When they say something like Luthor, a well-dressed man, no more than 20 years of age, like, that's fine if you have a human being looking at him, but
Yeah, this is a narrative
why is
description.
this is an omniscient narrator, supposedly. I mean, based on the way this is being written, this is from an omniscient narrator's perspective,
Yes.
because he knows everything.
Yeah.
The omniscient narrator shouldn't have to guess at an age. And hopefully we can get, like, you spent so much time setting up the outside of this facility, which is fine, but we've gotten to our first real people, and we get not even 2 sentences of them. 2 sentences describing them. We have this guy who's Luthor, who's well-dressed. Okay, well-dressed how?
Fucking Isley. I'm impressed. Normally it takes a half an hour for us to get this far. Fuck you, Isley.
Yeah, that's because normally the stories are trash, and we're busy ranting about everything that's wrong with it.
But they're also not original fiction.
Yes, I think the main problem here for me is there's an excessive amount of adjectives. We've already said that, though. It's very... It feels like the sort of description you would see on a stage, like not stage script, anime script, you know, like to tell the animators what the everything should look like.
Yeah, well, I was actually gonna go with it feels like a scene set. It feels like a playbook scene setting.
Yeah, exactly.
Which isn't what you want. You don't want your book to feel like you're reading a play.
Yeah.
Well, that's not entirely true. There are some books written with that very feeling in mind. The question is that how he wants it to come across? Right now, it's coming across very posh.
No, he wants it to come across as like this cyberpunky original content thing.
I'll be right back.
I'd have guessed
steampunk.
steampunk.
My car.
Oh yeah, sorry, steampunk. That's my. Yeah, I've been saying
you said sci-fi.
Yeah. It is steampunk. Sorry.
I was confused. I'm like, there's
my brain
nowhere
is shutting
near
down.
enough grunge going on right now for cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, was Nosehair wanting to get in here?
Yes, Isley. We did an original fiction a while back. It was Devil Spidey's, and yeah, it was shit. We definitely did pretty much rip that apart. Nothing against Devil Spidey. He wrote a very cliched story. Do you want to drag Nosehair in here?
I don't know. I'll go ask him.
Sup,
That
Rich?
works.
Greetings.
Joined by Nosehair today. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it just feels too much like a description for the animators instead of a description for the readers.
I mean, they're showing and telling.
Yeah,
And they're showing a little bit
yeah,
too much.
I mean, like, if you wanted to set it up, he could have, you know, had it be raining or something, and, you know, the rain beats against the weathered copper sign outside. You know, you could barely make out the legible words on it reading, you know, M107. Like, it's just so dry, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you mean.
I was referring to the book thing, the one with the guy in the underground fighting ring that didn't have a name. The book thing with the underground fighting ring. Max, do you remember that?
Hang on, what's wrong?
Isley is talking about an original fiction we covered a while back. It was a book thing with an underground fighting ring.
I was just thinking about that thing the other day.
What was that?
I don't. The Witch's Warrior. I think that's what it was called.
Yes. Yeah. No. I don't remember that at all. Max or Atin were the ones to read it.
I was the one to read it.
Okay.
I took the hit.
Oh! The original
Ripped
fiction
off,
that
yeah.
one shit author did that we found on Amazon.
Yeah, that he was advertising. on his page. Yes.
Right.
The one that, now that I think about it, I would be doing the world a favor if I just swallowed it and read it all and wrote a proper critique.
Yeah, you should write a proper critique and make a blog. And anyway, let's keep on with the story.
I feel like if I was ever going to be a book critic, I would actually take up alcohol.
Probably. Luther glances at Godfrey and motions towards the steel door, a hint of German sneaking into his accent as he speaks. Impressive door. It appears as if a would-be invader would be better suited going through the walls. Godfrey, by all appearances... yeah, there's a lot of blank, yeah. What Chrysanthemum said. Godfrey, by all appearances, stern old servant, reveals a pleasant smirk. Reveals it as opposed to hiding his pleasant smirk? Betraying any illusion of unfriendliness. Why would he be unfriendly? Like, the problem here is that he's describing interactions between the two that we wouldn't have known about yet, I guess you could say. Like, he's acting like the readers know the characters already, I guess is a better way to put it.
That's what he is treating it like, yeah. So, I guess he thinks that by describing Godfrey as a stern old servant by all appearances, he seems to think that means that there's some sort of unfriendliness that goes with that, which is, you know, patently false without adding a couple extra descriptors of, like, I don't know, he seemed the stoic, quiet, unfriendly. Like, you got to be specific with it.
Yeah.
Just saying he looks stern doesn't mean he automatically looks unfriendly.
Yeah.
He just looks stern.
That is, yeah, basically. So it's a case of both too many adjectives and not the right ones, then?
Kind of what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we'll finish the rest of this page, give our first impressions, and then move on. Is that okay with everyone?
That should be fine. What does the audience think? Alright, audience doesn't think anything. Moving on.
Yes, audience is quite silent. Moving on.
Yes. 1 second rule. I know it doesn't work on a stream, but 1 second rule.
The ministry seems to spare no expense in assuring your ambitions continue undisturbed by bringing you here. And rightly so, Luther remarks, his handsome face wrinkled. There needs to be more spacing between the dialogue, because it's not just a new paragraph, it's a dialogue paragraph. But anyway. Rightly so, Luther remarks, his handsome face wrinkled for just a moment by a spurt of intense contemplation. A look of fear crosses his eyes. Luther looks behind him one last time as a taciturn guard inside the facility closes the reinforced door, shutting out the metal menagerie of machines rhythmically scattered about the horizon? Rhythmically scattered? So there's a rhythm to them being scattered? This is definitely,
I've been gone for like 10 minutes and we're already got 2 more on the derail counter.
Yeah. This is definitely a case of too many adjectives and not the right ones. Max?
Okay. Trying to figure this out in a way that relates to rhyme in a rhythmic manner. I don't know how you would use this outside of describing sound.
Yeah, I'm not...
Normally in this place, I feel like the word methodically or haphazardly would... instead of rhythm.
I get his point that he's trying to make. I think he's trying to say the rhythm of the machines outside. But I think he tried to make it too prosy and ended up saying something completely different.
Kind of what it's feeling.
Good job.
Alright, the first layer of M107 is a highly monitored Spartan office network of entryways that all eventually lead to the guarded atriums that provide passage. An interior section, I believe there's missing a word there, interior section of the facility.
Okay, I'm sorry, this is just a personal thing?
Yeah.
This layout is idiotic and retarded.
Oh?
Yes.
You have a highly monitored office network of entryways that lead to guarded atriums.
Yeah, no, I get his point. Basically, he just said there was a shit ton of cubicles that all lead towards a guarded atrium that leads towards other places. And it's just like,
if that was flipped around, I would have no issue with this. But as it is, I walk into a corporate America office building to get to the guarded lobby.
Yeah, that's a bit silly.
Also, a Spartan office network?
Yeah, like, again, I think this is going to be a reoccurring theme every fucking paragraph of too many adjectives and not the right one.
Too many, yeah. You tried to get fancy with your adjectives and ended up confusing yourself.
Inside the atrium.
Where's that picture of the guy going, "Congratulations, you played yourself"?
Yes,
that's
indeed.
What we need
you have played yourself is definitely atrium. Imagine it's sort of like a.
It's a large.
Ever been to a museum
that generally has a vaulted ceiling?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, ever been to a museum where they like have the big main exhibit like right in the lobby, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, I want to see the rest." That's the atrium. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Inside the atrium, past the guard checkpoints. Okay. The transition to the interior is quick and noticeable. In the second...
So this has all been outside?
No, it's... The interior past the atrium? Yeah, no, again... The wrong adjectives are being used here.
Max, you were a civil engineering major at one point. Can you give us can you draw a blueprint based off this description?
I actually probably could.
I would not be able to tell you why he did not just say evenly. There's a reason why he's called the funky philosopher on our private server.
Because he drank so much.
No, that's drunken tech guy.
Oh. Sorry, most of the people who know you seem to have crippling alcohol problems. Or get them, in the case of Ricky.
What's the point of sticking this atrium there? Because traditionally atriums are, like, open.
The entranceway.
Yes, that was part of our point.
I mean, like, technically, yeah, there's a mall atrium, but those cheat by putting glass over the top. So it's not really a true atrium any longer. More of a bastard son of the atrium.
Indeed. In the second portion...
My problem with it is that it's like...
Introducing new toy line, bastard son of the atrium. Collect them all.
Oh my god.
Can you improve the quality of your mic before you speak?
Hello?
There you go.
Hey! You fixed it.
This is an absolutely, utterly friggin' haphazard, florid, fancy, egotistical, posh, confusing, and silly sentence structure without a doubt. Wow, that reads like the story we're currently reading.
Almost as if that was intended. Boy, the chatbots you've got to keep the viewer interaction up are getting awfully intelligent, Sneaky. Have you considered you're going to be the cause of the revolution?
False. In the second portion of M107, the environment goes from tense and sterile to a buzz of activity as natural philosophers, artificers, and Ministeria and the likes go about their business in the finely decorated and accommodated section of M107, known as the Agora. Luther pauses. Oh, I should probably mention he is a big fan of Warhammer 40k.
Oh, no, I don't care about that.
Luther pauses and takes in the lively activity of the Agora. The thinkers of the Agora hail from all reaches of Greater Britain's expansive empire, especially London and the imperial enclaves of northern France.
I'm sorry, Greater Britain. Greater Britain. Look, we've gone past Great Britain.
No, Greater Britain is the term that was used to describe the territories that Britain owned.
Really? Because I was under the impression that was just called the British Empire.
Yeah, well, you know how the British are.
Oh.
Angry about the tea?
Yes. What?
Well, if Wiki is not lying to me, the Greater Britain movement was a British far-right political group formed by John Tyndall in '64 after he split from the National Socialist Movement.
The
name of the group was derived from The Greater Britain, a 1932 book by Oswald Mosley.
And this, guys, is why whenever you name something set in the real world, you Google it real quick.
And you make sure it's not named after Nazi stuff.
Which were named after a book.
Yes, indeed. They do that.
So congratulations. It's Nazis.
It's Nazis.
Congratulations, everything's fine.
Oh. Before Luther carries on, he notices a group of 3 pass by. They all appear to hail from Great Prussia. To his surprise, Luther recognizes one of them, a wheezy, short, plump man by the name of... Yeah.
Erhard Engelbrecht?
Sure. Erhard was once a reputable chemist for the Great Prussia.
Reputable.
Before the... Yeah, forced him to the safety of Greater Britain.
Königskrieg? Is that it?
I have no fucking clue.
Okay, Sneaky, you got the document in front of you. Put this into Google Translate. See what it gives us.
Observing Erhard from a distance, Luther turned to Godfrey. Greater Britain employs foreign talent?
Isley, no, we have no idea where or when this is. I mean, obviously we know where this is set.
This is set in the steampunk era, so I'm assuming like at the cusp of the Industrial Revolution for Britain. I don't know.
Well,
actually.
that or it would be height of the Industrial Revolution.
I would imagine
usually steampunk tends to take place during either the height of an Industrial Revolution or nearing the end of it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whatever
At least from
it
my
is.
personal experience with these stories.
Whatever it is, let's give him a final verdict and move on. So we'll start with Max.
It's got potential, but he needs to quit coming off as so thesaurusy.
No, fair enough.
He uses he says far too little with far too much. Basically.
Alright.
So basically he's just trying to emulate the Darkest Dungeon.
I think I get the tone he's going for, but I don't know a lot of people who, enjoy that particular tone of writing either.
No, that's fair enough. Alright. So, score out of 10? Max?
Honestly, I would give it a 6. Plain
Uh-huh.
and simple. It's got potential. It's not living up to it right now. And this is just the first page. And it's not hooked me enough to actually get me to go through the rest of it.
No, fair enough. Atin?
I'm probably gonna. I'm not gonna say anything anyone else, and that the rest of us haven't said this entire time. He needs to cut down the number of adjectives. I would suggest just like drop the number of adjectives by like half, and out of those remaining ones, spend some more time describing your people. People are always going to be far more interesting than a place. Because if you describe a person to us, we can imagine a person in our head, and we can start to build an image of that person.
Yeah.
And that's more interesting than generic steampunk facility number 4876.
Fair enough. So, score?
Score? I'm going to give it like a 5. Because I'm sorry, it's really not grabbing me right now. I agree there's potential, but as it is, there's just nothing to grab me here.
Alright, fair enough. Nosehair, you have any opinions formed on this, or are you giving it a pass?
We've upgraded him to allow me to have opinions.
I've just given it a pass.
Alright. Alright, so I'll give the final one, and I'll have to agree with Max. It is, I'll give it a 5.5.
I wasn't here for the beginning, so I can't really, like...
Yeah, no, I hear you.
We get it.
I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. I say that because, like I said before, and I've been chanting about this entire time, it's got too many adjectives and not the right ones. As you said, the descriptions on the characters are not enough, but at the same time too much. And the scene being set up in general definitely did not catch me at all. Like, none of this was interesting enough to make me read more. And so I agree with Max on that. I definitely think, though, he could probably... I actually think this story would serve better as a, what's the term? In-res media? In media res? Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be better if he started off with an action scene than anything else to lead into this story to keep you reading. Because I think the problem is that steampunk stories are such a dime a dozen. They all start with this sort of, oh, it was a dark night and there was a carriage and it's copper building and he enters the building and the people are people. And yeah, weave it into the event as one of the other common mantras I always say throughout all these stories that we cover. The flow. The flow is definitely a big thing of it, and there is none here. It's flat descriptions, it's dry, and I personally dislike that.
Yeah, but so. I mean, look on the bright
it's
side.
Not bad,
starting,
though.
Yeah. On the bright side, when you're starting from the bottom as a writer, you have literally nowhere to go but up. And the quickest way to go up is to start putting your works out there for people you trust to look over and give you honest criticism.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Alright, so now that you've all had this nice little dose of original snort, we're gonna go dive straight in!
Dive straight into cancer.
To the cancer. Well, okay, that's not fair to whatever we might pick up. We don't actually know it's gonna be horrendous.
It's just a 30% chance.
I must check the lasagna. I shall return. While you
it's just there's a high chance that it's going to be. Alright, so does anyone have any preferences? Halo, Ruby... Oh, do you want to do Ruby in honor of the Ruby that's gonna happen? The new season starting up?
It's... Take your pick.
That doesn't fucking help me at all. Anything but Ruby. We have one non-Ruby, and we have one Ruby from the audience.
I mean, keep in mind, I don't sit here making suggestions for what we read, because I refuse to read out loud.
Give me a section, though. We have plenty.
What were the options again?
We don't only do fanfic. We do original fiction that if it's submitted to us, but we do stick to fanfiction.net usually because of how the terms of service and the user agreements all that fun stuff work for us on that aspect.
And then occasionally, Sneaky decides to play video games where he's trash.
Yeah, but that's not part of Fanfiction Contempt Theater.
Yes, this is true.
Alright, so we have a vote for Ruby or High School D times D. We have access here to Warhammer Fix, Naruto Fix, Halo Fix, Ruby Fix, Soul Eater Fix, High School D times D, Bleach, Warcraft, Starcraft, Harry Potter.
They all sound
Fallout.
like trash. Let's start with High School.
High School, okay. We got 2 votes for High School. And that's it. Alright, so we're gonna do a High School fic. Alright, let's do something that everyone's gonna hate. Bleach High School D times D. Calling itself the ultimate crossover.
Oh boy.
So you know it's gonna be trash. As always,
Sounds
I'll
fun.
be dropping
Like
the
declaring
link.
yourself.
Huh?
Nothing says fun like declaring yourself the ultimate anything. Haven't we read this guy's crap before?
I'm sure we have. I don't know what it is, but I'm willing to bet. Because Sneaky seems to have... I don't know if he does it on purpose, or if it just happens, but he has a remarkable penchant for finding and going off on people that we've already gone off on.
No, okay, no, I don't think we've ever
I
read.
think we have. Alright, so as always, I'll be linking the link to this work of art in the Discord down below.
Already I'm having problems with this thing.
It is located in both the panels down below if you're on Twitch, or the description if you're on YouTube. Feel free to join in and ping us for the rank and file role.
Sneaky, did you already answer the Boz C?
Yes, I already answered Boz C's question of if we only do fanfic or not.
Okay, well,
The answer
already...
Is it depends on how often people are willing to give us new stuff.
We will, in fact, leave fanfiction.net, as I said before, if we are handed fanfic by people who wrote it.
Or just original work.
We'll
take shots at you. We'll take shots at your original work too. Don't worry.
But like I said, we stick to fanfic on fanfiction.net because of how the rules of coverage work.
Already this story is very much reportable.
Oh?
Oh, good.
Look at the summary.
Ichigo, Kirito, and Asuna join... Oh, okay, so it's a triple crossover. Technically, yes, that is a reportable story. Yes, it's a no times 3 crossover.
How are triple crossovers reportable?
It's because, technically speaking, if you do more than one crossover, you have to put it in the X-over section with the main universe that it's being set in as the main fiction. So it would be like Bleach anime X-overs. You know. Or if it's High School D times D, it would be High School D times D anime X-overs section if it's more than one crossover. But not many people put their stories into the anime X-over section because that would get less clicks, and it's all about those internet points, right?
Despite the fact that they do nothing.
No, I mean, not unless you got some sort of weird under the table deals going on.
And
in which case, how can I get in on that? I can pander.
As Isley says to anyone who is used to this talk podcast thingamabob, you've seen us cover multiple crossovers a couple times. You've seen us talk about it a couple times. And as always, our recommendation is don't do these. Crossing over 2 universes is fucking hard enough. You don't... Let me phrase that. More often than not, you definitely do not have the skill to cross 3 universes over just fine. Not only on top of that, of just crossing the 3 universes, but taking characters from 3 universes and trying to feature them all.
Like you're not
usually is
the
far
next
beyond.
You're not creating the next Kingdom Hearts year. You're just creating a shitty fanfic.
We need high school D times the high school
What
of
do
the
you
dead
think
cross.
Kingdom Hearts is?
Yes.
Hey,
Kingdom-
to
Kingdom
be fair,
Hearts
it's
is a
still better
published
than most
fanfiction.
Final Fantasy fanfictions out there, Max.
I was gonna say, Max, at least give the series some credit. It's better than most fanfiction.
The issue
Sailor
is
Moon, I
that
think we
you
have a
said
couple of
it's
those.
not the next Kingdom Hearts, it's just shitty fanfiction. I'm just like,
Maybe.
I played through Kingdom Hearts, I adore it, even I know it's shitty fanfiction.
Isley
it's
raises
incredibly
an
shitty
amusing
fanfiction.
point of Kirito does not exactly have much personality to get
better
wrong.
written.
And this is true.
Look, it's
If
better
you have
written
only
because
read
it's
the, animes.
not literal garbage.
Anyway, so let's get into this so we can move on.
I'm not saying it's written great. I'm just saying it's better than literal garbage.
It's garbage, we're moving on. The ultimate crossover. Ichigo, Kirito, and Asuna join
Okay, I'm
Rias
sorry.
Dromore.
I know you want to get started, but I just have to take umbrage with the title.
Joins.
The ultimate crossover.
Join.
I know we've already.
Okay.
We've already,
just
Wow.
need to be clear there.
Author has already fucked up in just the summary.
I know. It's great.
That's one of the things we
not
love.
join,
for.
joined. Fuck.
Yep.
Why?
A
Why
new
you do
enemy,
this?
more powerful than Aizen, is on the horizon, threatening to destroy the world. So it's a bigger bad. Congratulations, you've hit like fucking... You've already started hitting the trope.
Hold up! How you gonna get a bigger bad than like Aizen already reached the point of?
No, to be
am
fair, in
God.
high school D times D, we do have powerfuler figures than Aizen in it.
Yeah, but I feel like it's
he
kind of
literally reached a Lamo, I'm hacking. level.
16 words of this shit. Oh, Bozy, you've seen nothing yet.
Oh
Yeah.
lordy!
I just want to point out, by the way, of these three series, I would argue Kayaba's probably the strongest because it would all have to take place in his world of Aincrad, of which he is the literal god.
That's true.
Even Aizen
no,
would have to
it
follow
doesn't-
the
it
rules
doesn't have
of that
to,
world.
But
Well,
it
no,
doesn't
if
have to, but if it
Kirito and
doesn't,
Asuna
then
are taking
Kirito
part
and
in it.
Asuna are useless.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is why I always hate crossing over with Sao, because so many fucking stories get it wrong, and they're like, oh, Naruto appears in Sword Art Online. It's just like, so he's a normal
he
human?
does not have chakra.
Yeah, it's like, he
Great.
doesn't have chakra,
At least if they would take, like, Kirito from, like, Gun Gale Online, at least they could be like, you know what? He understands how to shoot a gun, or at least how to aim one.
Now,
Yeah.
that is to say, I actually have, WizKid, I believe it was, did do a story where Kirito got summoned into Fate Stay Night. Literally, the 5th Grail War. He got summoned into Fate Stay Night, as the Black Swordsman. Because that was his legend.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's fine.
That is one of the
great
cases
idea.
that it actually works in, which is what I'm saying. Like, you
Yes.
have very limited amount. Unlike, it's like the opposite of Familiar of Zero. In that Familiar of Zero, you have basically unlimited options. In Sword Art Online and Log Horizon and other things, like, Digimon's a little bit more free, but still, like, sort of like Digimon as well.
Yeah.
If the stuff isn't programmed into the game, then they don't have those powers. And if they're not in the
And if you're
game, they also don't have those powers. So, one cast, either the crossover cast is going to be useless in the game, or the, the not crossed over cast is going to be useless in real life.
Yeah. Like, and let's be honest here, though. Like, the best way to do something like this would be, Kirito gets yanked out of one of the games they're playing in. Well, in that case, I want part of a chapter in which everyone's like, "What the fuck do we do? He's in a coma again.
Yeah.
How do we fix this?"
Yeah.
And have that realization when Kirito's part, like, "Wait, I was pulled out of the game. Oh, they're gonna kill me." Like,
Max,
they're gonna murder me
you
when
cut
I come
off
back.
there.
Yep.
yeah, I there was a sudden cessation of noise from your mic. Well, but it's like just Kirito having the freak out moment of, "Oh God, they're gonna be worried. Oh God, they're gonna kill me. Oh God, I don't think I want to leave now."
Yes. Anyway, so
Self-preservation.
let's get into it. We've already expelled our grievances without the words that he has written. So let's see what he wrote. The clashing, for some reason, is capitalized, of swords can be heard in the distance, resonating from a fierce battle between Solsuke Aizen, the traitor, why is that in parentheses, and Ichigo Kurosaki, the substitute Soul Reaper, why is that in parentheses?
Neither of these need to be in parentheses, and...
I mean, I don't... Can't.
Ichigo dashes towards Aizen with all the speed he can muster and tries to vertically slash Aizen. But Aizen easily dodges the slash and cuts Ichigo's back, giving him a nasty scar, and follows...
What? Oh, it's just an immediate scar, huh?
Yeah,
Boy, that's some
scars
healing.
immediately.
I guess
he
the
used the
Hogyoku
lightsaber.
gave Aizen the ability to just scab his opponent.
That
He
doesn't
just
seem
literally-
very useful, does it?
He
I
literally
don't
just has a
know.
lightsaber.
I don't
Cool.
know, Atin. You ever, like, poked around a scab? That's really stiff. I feel like enough of them, you stop moving.
And follows
Kitchen.
Okay,
up
but
with
what
a
about
mighty
blood loss,
blow
Max? What about just letting them bleed?
to Ichigo as he
Make it
plummets
better.
into the
Last
ground.
longer.
As he plummets into the ground with a lot of force. Oh, so descriptive. Can we take some adjectives from the previous story and bring them over here?
Hey, at least the guy isn't. Hey, at least the author's not like, I'm gonna make up a nonsense amount of like Newtonian force to slam him into the ground with.
That is fair. It's fair enough. That's true.
Hang on. Let me go grab something from the original fiction here. Hang on.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh yeah, here we go. How much does this?
Okay, excuse me,
Right.
Sneaky. You've clearly done that incorrectly. Clearly, it needs to be done like the kid from Dexter's Laboratory. Bingo.
That's pretty good manga.
Fucking hate you.
I used to practice that.
Why do you hate me? Wait,
Why were you
practicing
practicing
that? That
That's the biggest
registered a second. I'm like, hold up.
Like, why are you practicing it?
I like to see that a lot of force is already turned into a meme in our chat. 10 out of 10. Well done, team. We can all go home.
This is what we have chat for.
Oh, what did the chat do? Oh. God.
Aizen laughs uncontrollably, knowing he is undefeated.
No, I'm pretty
What?
sure Aizen's been beaten before.
Knowing that he is undefeated, like, aha, I punched you, I'm undefeated! What? But through the dust and wreckage you hear Getsuga Tensho!
Well, okay, hold up. What does the dust have to do with this? I can understand wreckage. Well, actually, no, I can't understand where this wreckage is coming from.
Indeed!
Because we have no setting. He's just been told he's been slammed to the ground. And
He
if this
hit the
fight is where
ground
I
with
think
max
this is-
force.
What about me? What? No, what? Hang on. What? No. Where's the ban button?
There's the bad button.
Hey, Sneaky, I want you to do me a favor. I just grabbed a little clip of one of the sentences and smashed it with another clip from the previous story. How much does that sentence change when you read it out loud?
Let me see. But
I can't ban
Aizen
Sneaky, but I can server mute him.
Don't.
But Aizen easily dodges the slash, reveals a pleasant smirk, betraying any illusion of unfriendliness, and cuts Ichigo's back. So what, are they gonna go smooch next?
I mean,
way most-
I
we
hope
could make
that's
it
not the way
happen.
this is going.
I don't think that's the way this is going. I don't think this is that kind of author, mayhaps. Like, they've still got their clothes on. So,
I just looked at your computer security meme as well.
Ah,
What I
yeah.
actually do. It works and I have no idea why.
Anyway,
So true.
so like I was saying before, I don't understand where this wreckage is coming from because we've not been given any setup for where the scene is and as to why what kind of wreckage there would be. Because if he's just been smashed into the ground, there is no wreckage to speak of. Maybe there's a crater, but there's no wreckage.
Okay, no, I understand what he's talking about here, but that's because I know Bleach. But the problem here,
Sneaky. I also understand.
I know. I'm about to point out the double standard he has got going here. So he, in the first sentence, expects no one to know Bleach by pointing out that Sosuke Aizen is the traitor and Ichigo Kurosaki is the substitute Soul Reaper. And then, in the next paragraph, proceeds to assume that everyone knows precisely when this fight and where this fight's taking place.
And here's the thing. This wouldn't be a problem. I mean, there would still be a problem with him not giving any description of where we are. Because, like, he needs to give at least some background. Like, it's in a city.
Yeah.
It's in a mountain. Like...
In the clone of Karakura town. Yeah.
Yeah, something. Just a little something. But here's the thing. If he just had Sasuke Aizen, comma, the traitor, and Ichigo Kurosaki, the substitute soul... obviously, commas...
Yes, obviously, like, commas would make it better, but the point still stands is that first he expects no one to know anything, and then
because
proceeds to
if
launch
he used
into
commas, he could have that... It could be interpreted as titles, as opposed to information dump.
I'm aware of
information
that.
Dump.
But I'm just saying, as it is right now.
Yeah, as it is right now. I was suggesting a way to fix it. I was trying to be helpful. Something we don't do often
helpful?
enough.
No, not with this. A massive beam of red and black spiritual power shoots at Aizen with incredible speed, hitting Aizen head-on, causing massive explosion. When dust settled, Aizen was badly injured and cursing Ichigo. As like a language?
First off, what does... Like, just because there's an explosion doesn't mean Aizen's suddenly gonna have a cloud of dust around him.
No, Xenon, don't do it.
Xenon, what is
Xenon
doing?
Oh my god.
That's it. That's it. Where's my mod power?
What did he do?
He's making
Max,
puns.
Max, I'll leave this up to you. You can time him out if you so desire for that.
That's it. I'm getting a bot for this Discord. I'm gonna give that thing mute powers. I'm gonna teach it how to reply to bad puns somehow.
Darn it, you insignificant brat! I am a god, and I won't be beaten by you, you maggot!
Excuse me, this doesn't sound like cursing.
No, all I'm reminded now of is fucking Loki from the Avengers, scene with fucking Hulk. I am a god!
We all know how that ended for Loki.
Yes, we do.
Yes, dialogue in the same
that
paragraph.
That scene continues to be amazing.
I mean, yeah, it's a good scene.
It's a great scene. Yes, indeed. Ichigo can barely stand anymore, with blood dripping off of his body. His wounds would have killed almost any other Soul Reaper, but Ichigo's no ordinary Soul Reaper. I can't feel my legs anymore. I'm not sure if I can go on for much longer. He's just too powerful. Damn it. Why must I be so weak?
Look at someone who can't write dialogue. Get triggered, Sneaky.
I'm going to be thoroughly that. Thank you very much. Oh, we've already lost Chrysanthemum. Huh. You know,
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her.
No. Interesting. Apparently, she's for some reason she's still showing up for me in the viewer list.
Oh,
that makes no sense. Oh, maybe I think she's.
Oh wow, this is a short chapter.
Oh, don't worry. There's a second prologue.
I'm not reading the second prologue. Fuck that shit. I'm taking my out when I'm getting to it.
We should go through it, Sneaky.
Yes,
I want to see your
I
reaction.
am so glad you
it
volunteered to read the second chapter, Max.
I'll do it at this point.
That's weird. I could have sworn I said Sneaky, not Max.
No,
I
said
Max. I'll read it. Move on.
Fuck, Ichigo. Would you stop being a little bitch, Kingy? Ichigo's eyes shot open, hearing none other than his Hollow's voice in his mind. But that was also followed by another voice in his mind. Why is there a space after that parenthesis? Although that was a bit harsh, I must agree with him, Ichigo. That was the voice of Old Man Zangetsu. Why is that not capitalized?
Okay, hold up. I'm pretty sure they would never agree on something like that.
No, sort of. Those where the two spirits residing inside Ichigo, they aren't.
Why are you acting like these people know nothing about Bleach again?
They're not spirits, though. They're literally parts of Ichigo.
Here's the thing: I don't think this author knows anything about Bleach.
This is potentially possible.
It feels like this is something they pulled off a badly written wiki.
Well, that or they only read to, like, I don't know, maybe the first Karakura invasion arc, where Ichigo got his shit stomped in. In which case, where the fuck is everyone else, and why are they just watching this?
Yeah,
probably.
They're all dead.
Which, let's be real, that's for the best. Less characters for this person to screw
blah.
up.
Oh, shut up, you two, Ichigo said. Ichigo, Aizen is very strong and we might not win this fight, said Old Man Zangetsu. Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
Oh, Aizen's strong,
Ichigo,
Never could have guessed.
Looking at Aizen, why is looking capitalized? As he's slowly healing himself. But don't stress, Kingy, there is a way to defeat him. Why does the Hollow have better grammar than everyone else in this paragraph? The Hollow said with a devilish grin.
The Hollow is the opposite of everything about Ichigo. So if Ichigo's grammar is terrible, the Hollow's has to be excellent.
Hell is being locked in a room with nothing to read but this.
Oh no.
This is actually quite tame.
But this is not the worst we've covered.
This is actually quite tame, considering what we've covered.
Not the worst by far.
There is a slight complication, Ichigo, said the old man with a sad voice. Ichigo made his famous scowl, it would be more like infamous, but yeah, and asked with a hard tone, "What do you mean complication, old man?" You know, not having a comma there turned that sentence from "what do you mean complication, old man" into "what do you mean complication, old man," as if it's some sort of superhero name.
When is this fight supposed to be set? Like, I really don't understand where this fight is supposed to be set anymore, because they're acting like Ichigo's learning about the Ultimate Getsugo Tensho for the first time.
Well, the issue here is it feels like it's actually set during their actual final fight, because that's the first time Aizen ever draws his sword in front of Ichigo. Like, remember, that was the big thing about Ichigo versus Aizen. Ichigo was the only one to have never been subjected to Aizen's...
Yeah, it's like, oh, Ichigo's the only one who can fight him because he's never seen his sword.
Yeah.
So...
But this is my problem.
Completely foobarred the timeline.
It feels like it's supposed to be the final battle, but apparently he doesn't know about the final Getsugo Tensho, it's like, oh, this is the only reason I can go and fight Aizen, because I can, without question, end the fight. Just do
It's not the final Getsugo.
Wait, no, because from what I remember, it goes invasion of Karakura Town, they all fight and everything, then Aizen shows up and kicks everyone's ass, and then Ichigo fights him and gets his ass kicked, and then Aizen's like, lol, bitches, later.
It occurs, Aizen finally shows up, then the Visors show up, and we get a little hypnotist versus hypnotist showdown with Shinji. That was actually pretty interestingly... Yeah, because he was dumb enough to explain to Aizen what the fuck was going on.
Gee, if you hadn't fallen for the monologue trap, you might have been able to win.
Yeah. And then Ichigo also gets his ass.
And then Isshin shows up and is like, Ichigo, we're gonna follow him, but I'm going to uncompress the time inside the portal between the worlds, so it's gonna be like 17 years. But actually, 1 second.
Years?
No, obviously I'm exaggerating the time. But it was like several months he spent in the portal between the worlds, but it was actually like
and his
10
dad's
seconds
like, I'm
outside.
gonna hold it open.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because his dad just casually reveals how, like, I could just hold the sweeper.
And then he's like, you have to ask Zangetsu about the final power, and then he confronts Zangetsu, and Zangetsu's like, yes, it's true, there is a final power, but you will lose everything if you use it.
I like how his dad's just like, oh yeah, I totally know about how you can do this final power with your sword, not my sword.
Because apparently it's hereditary.
Yeah, which is weird. I never understood that part about certain attributes being hereditary.
Hold on a minute.
Like, you what?
I don't think... I believe the way they had it was that Getsuga Tensho was actually not part of his sword's power, and was actually just a thing anyone could do, but no one bothered.
And that's why he catches everybody off guard, because they're like, what is this basic auto attack nonsense?
No, I think it was more along the lines of, why is he flinging around hyper beams like they're auto attacks?
You know what? I'm gonna just check the wiki. No, I don't want a gif of it.
Well, here's the thing. Like, Ishin knows it.
Ichigo bought a divine rapier.
No, sorry. Ishin has the Ingetsu. That's his version of it.
Referred to as the final Getsuga Tensho due to the fact that once you Ichigo's blah blah blah.
Okay, and
this is the research part of our stream where we all sit back and make mumbling noises while we look up things.
Yeah, we're making mumbling noises to let the audience know that we're speed reading.
Ishin is Ichigo's father. Who is also a Soul Reaper, but a human.
Also a Quincy.
No, that's his mother.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he inherited Quincy powers.
Yes. He's a Quincy Hollow Shinigami because,
plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the wiki doesn't explain at all how he learns it or why it's hereditary.
Yep. All right. So
it's just an ability that he had before, and I guess part of what bothers. Wait, Zangetsu, the Quincy part of his power was the one that taught him, and Quincy part of him was literally like a much nicer copy of Yowak.
Yes.
Did he literally just teach Ichigo Zangetsu because he saw his father use it before?
I think so.
What if that's why? I guess that means it's not hereditary. Like, there's the implication anyone can do it, because all it does is
don't worry, you're not missing
Reiatsu.
much, Isley.
Yeah, all you're doing is condensing Reiatsu into a blade and throwing it.
Yeah.
Really, really hard.
Yep, basically. All right. So blah blah blah. Kill Aizen, but it'll kill you. What's wrong, Ichigo? Are you so afraid of me? Okay, Ichigo, listen to me closely. Blah 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 blah. He screamed, and then Aizen flinched with a capital F. And then Aizen looked at Ichigo with a capital A. And he looked at Ichigo as a half hollow now, because half of his body was now a hollow.
He looked at him as a half hollow now, because half of him was a hollow now.
And blah blah blah, I don't know what you did, but you're so much more powerful now. And he laughed like a crazy maniac.
So when are we getting to the actual crossover part of this crossover?
Probably after the prologue's done and Rias comes along and is like, Ichigo, I'm gonna shove my chess pieces into you, and now you're my bitch.
It doesn't happen until chapter 1, it looks like.
Blah blah blah, Getsugama Teshu, Bakahatsu Buplu, blah blah blah.
Something explosion.
Yeah, explosions, some dust, hitting Aizen dead on. Ha, you're already dead. Farewell, his final inner hollow died. Wait, why did the inner hollow die? Like, that was the whole point of the story arc that happened past what I consider the final arc of the story. Like, the whole point was his hollow powers were still there, so he could become a Fullbringer.
Well, no, also, apparently, a tiny little bit
Random
of
Japanese
his
sounds. Yes.
So, a tiny little bit of his spiritual pressure, like, survived and began gathering up, and so it was the combination of, like, it was him being Mr. Super Special Plot Armor Snowflake that allowed him to regain his powers.
Yeah,
Well,
then,
I know,
apparently,
but what I'm saying though is the the author clearly either doesn't know what's going on or is deliberately killing off his entire power set so Rias can come along and be like, I'm gonna shove my power into you.
yeah, I was gonna say, and even then, it still took like the entirety of the Soul Society giving him the equivalent of a jump start to get it working, which I never understood that.
Yeah,
Like,
that doesn't
why
make
would
much
all of
sense
these
either.
people give up part of their power to give him back? Most of them hate him.
Yeah, I never really got that either.
Because
alright,
he's the
so,
chosen.
Wow,
Because he's the
fucking
chosen one.
prologue 2 is just as short. Ichigo gets teleported into the D times D world. What?
The what? Hold up. That's
Now,
a big fucking leap.
Where are you? What?
I'm on chapter 2, which is prologue 2.
Yeah.
And the author is talking about how his first 2 chapters are prologues. And the first one, Ichigo gets teleported to the world of D times D, and Kirito and Asuna join Rias Grimory.
Wait, hang on. So you're telling me that prologue 1 and 2 are prologues? That's what I'm getting from this.
We're done here.
We're done. There's too many prologues.
Alright,
become
so
Kingdom Hearts.
prologue 2, which this is
Hold
how Sword Art Online
Kingdom
ties
Hearts 2
into it.
prologue was not this long. It was only...
Blah blah blah, Sword Art Online ended, they all fought for their lives and won. Gruesome experience, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, summarizing all of Sword Art Online. They loved each other, adventure together in Season 2, defeated the Fairy King to get her back. Couldn't be happier. Unfortunately, happiness wasn't meant to last. Okay, so this is post season 2 of SAO SAO.
No, this is post season 1.
No, season 2.
No, season 1.
no,
GGO was the start of season 2.
Oh, right. I keep thinking of the arcs as seasons.
Because that's what it should have been.
I know.
I agree with you, but
Okay,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, so at the end of season 1, apparently, a random mugger on the street randomly decides he's gonna take a knife out and stab Kazuto completely really hard, several times, and then run away.
Didn't
Boy,
even, okay,
glad
though.
we got some
Didn't even
Batman
mug
news.
him, just was like, oh hey, it's a couple. Stab!
Oh, no, Sneaky, it's
Why
okay.
do they get to be happy?
It's okay, Sneaky. That guy was actually a survivor from SAO and held a grudge against Kirito for unfortunately killing his brothers.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, and I'm just like, the only time Kirito actually killed anyone was like 2 people during the Laughing Coughing raid.
No, he killed several people during the Laughing Coffin raid.
I'm
Well,
pretty
don't
sure it
forget,
was
not just
only...
during the Laughing Coffin raid.
Ooh.
Plus there's the one chick.
No, there was like that whole like they actually
there were a
discluded
number of people.
in the anime. They didn't put this
no.
scene in, but he
Hang
like
on, no, Atin, what one chick?
Didn't he kill the chick at the... No,
he
he
didn't.
didn't kill
No,
her.
that was the abridged. Atin,
That's
stop
right.
rewriting history.
I'm sorry, I'm remembering the good version of the anime.
in the light novels of Sword Art Online, there was a whole scene they didn't even include or mention in the anime, in which he
No,
fucking
they did.
massacres people.
They did.
Go solve a
No,
mystery
they-
and rewrite
They
history.
mentioned the Laughing Coffin raid in GGO. We didn't get it for season 1 though. It
Yeah.
didn't show up
Yeah.
until season 2.
Wait,
'Cause-
whoa, wait, Isley, rewind. People randomly stabbing other people happens often.
Look, I live in Chicago, and it's not that bad here.
But anyway, I'm looking forward to season 2 of SAO.
I'm not.
Abridged.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. All right then, Isley, you stay safe.
What good is the SAO wiki if they can't even give me Kirito's kill count?
All right, so since we already had a Bleach, Sal, and High School D times D,
I
up
believe
next
the
is
chat
going to
voted
be.
the chat voted. I'm not saying we have to follow this, but the chat seemed to want Sailor Moon. I saw at least 2
I
votes for Sailor
did not give Sailor Moon as an option because I don't have any Sailor Moon here. So, yeah.
We had some.
No. I guess we'll do. Well, we did Warcraft last time. Damn it, that's a Minecraft High School D times D. Fallout Familiar of Zero? That's a decent departure.
That's an interesting title.
Yes, fanfic does run deep. I'm not picking Sailor Moon hentai, okay?
I'm sorry, what?
Hold the fuck up. What? Why? Why is that on the fucking list?
No,
Because we have a chat.
Yeah, because we have a chat, yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry. He killed.
Oh, thank you everyone
people.
for following me. I just got those notifications. Thank you.
Oh, that's nice. Anyways, Sneaky,
Went from
I
gay
was
Harry
right.
Potter to
You were
racist SpongeBob. Yeah?
To
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's the internet. Anyway, you were saying, Max?
I was right. You were wrong. He killed 2 people during the Laughing Coffin raid, and there was a third sometime during SAO. I just don't know who the third person is, because I don't remember that mentioned in the novels. So I probably haven't gotten that far yet. I want to know where you got the idea that he slaughtered several people at once. I feel like you're
probably
referencing
from
episode 2, Star Wars.
Probably from my friend.
Your friend who's an idiot?
Yeah.
And lied to you?
Yeah.
Not a very good
Hold
friend.
up, do you expect me to believe you have friends besides us?
Well, not anymore, he doesn't.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is Cannibal of Zero. In which, if anyone is surprised, you shouldn't be. Okay, so this is a familiar Zero story in which the New Vegas, so the courier, who is a cannibal, is summoned as a familiar of Zero. See what I did there?
Oh boy.
Well, that's going to go terribly.
Question, do you eat the babies or send them back home?
I mean, sure, like, a gun's kind of useful, right up until someone annihilates his ass with, magic.
As always, the link to it is down below in the Discord that we are all sitting on.
Also, Sneaky, I feel like we need to get back in the habit of giving them reviews, just because it's so much fun when we get
I mean, we do give them reviews, but it's like... I actually have to be worked up enough to give them a review, but not too worked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the few times I've had to talk him down, that's an example of him being too worked up. In which he would
when I start
actually
frothing at the mouth.
Yeah.
Cannibal of Zero by Dune Meter. The courier, the ghoul of the Mojave, has arrived.
Oh, good, he's a ghoul!
In the familiar of Zero universe. Blood and rage shall rain upon this world. Let us see what happens.
Can you be a ghoul?
Technically, no, but you can take ghoul-based perks.
Okay.
But no, at no point can any player character in a Fallout game, in the base Fallout game, before anyone goes screaming about mods, can you become a ghoul.
Yeah, but there are perks. There is a perk tree called Ghoulish, I believe it was, and like you absorb more and more radiation, and at the highest level, you become friendly with ghouls or something.
In
like
what
And
game?
less friendly with everyone else.
No, no,
No, in what game?
in New Vegas, there's like in the upper level 40s, I believe it was. I remember taking that perk. Might have been an add-on perk though.
No,
Fallout
Sneaky, it's a
Wiki,
perk in Fallout
Ghoulish.
4.
Yeah, it's in 4.
No, it was in the more perks mod.
Sneaky. Oh, okay, yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Fallout 4 version right now.
Ghoulish to Rad Child own Nexus mods. Does that sound familiar? Oh, wait.
This
Vegas.
perk did not provide a constant regeneration effect based on the current radiation poisoning, as the similarly worded Fallout New Vegas Rad Child perk did. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what Rad Child, blah blah blah. When you get any sort of radiation sickness, your health regenerates. The effect becomes more powerful with every threshold reached. However, the radiation will continue to build up in your system and can still kill you as normal. There
Sounds
are
about
not
right.
perkers overlooked the high requirements, but the effect is potent. Yeah, there's no levels of it, Sneaky. There's just the one level of it.
Yeah, so then
And it heals you.
Then I'm thinking of a mod.
Yeah. So, like I said, outside of mods, you can't ever become ghoul or ghoul-like.
Indeed, indeed. Blah blah blah, and there'll be singing involved, blah blah blah. It's me, I'll be doing a familiar Zero crossover. My character is gonna be so messed up. And that should have been
Why
told
is there
in the
singing
style.
involved?
I don't know. Because he's gonna eat people and sing while doing so, because he's the Joker.
What? What?
First chapter will be world building, blah blah blah. Familiar, wait.
Oh, good lord! Look at this first wall of text. All right.
Wall of text. No.
Did they shrink the font size? I genuinely think they went down a font size. I think that's 10 point.
No.
Well, it's a good thing that you can just manually increase it yourself then, huh?
I'm just saying, I think, Max, that the author went down a font size, which means this should... I was just saying, like, that's something to know. Oh, they did a wall of text, and then they made the text tiny. All of these are things you should not do.
Alright,
Nah,
so if you want
totally
to start
doing.
us off, Atin, I'm gonna go get some water.
Sure. Oh, excuse me. The courier, the lunatic of the Mojave, the butcher of the Legion, the scourge of the NCR, and the ghoul of Vegas. This man had appeared from somewhere near the small town of Good Springs, saving the town from powder gangers. He then proceeded to kill everyone left alive in the town. This doesn't deserve my dramatic reading.
I'm a murder hobo!
This doesn't deserve any effort from my reading. He staggered into Nipton, killing everyone in the town, singing to himself the entire time. Let us piss from the vine, let us claw in the mud, let us swing with both fists as we writhe in the blood. Let us walk on stained glass, sinners one, sinners all, it's always prettiest after the fall. I feel like the author is very proud of the effort they put into that little sing-song tone there. You shouldn't be.
Don't you just love murder hobos? They just make such great stories.
Sneaky, you should not be talking.
Why not?
Hold up. He is not playing a murder hobo in our D&D campaign. In fact,
I'm playing a murder hobo. Fuck off.
Given the stories you've told me of other campaigns you've had...
Okay,
hold on.
Those were all accidents.
They were either accidents or done on purpose to deal with horrible DMs. That's besides the point. Put one up on the derail counter. We're going to keep moving. He was a terrifying figure. Freakishly tall at 7 feet tall. That's That's not freakish.
No,
That's...
7 feet's freakish.
I'm saying, okay, I'm sorry. I meant that in a relative to the wasteland. With cazadors and
yes,
ghouls
someone
and...
who's 7 feet tall, yes. He's not, yes. Okay.
But he had a skeletal
what, he's just an oddly colored Superman then?
Yeah, with sunken eyes and sharpened teeth. Oh, good, sharpened teeth. One of these fucking fuckwits. Oh, my character's edgy and they sharpen their teeth. Sneaky, can you bring up the gonna need less edge on that? Because I think we can apply it to this story.
I can do you one better, and I can activate rant mode. Oh, sorry, not rant mode, edgelord mode.
Oh, yes.
We haven't deployed that in a while.
And this certainly seems to fit the bill. He was seen in Prim, helping the NCR clear out the powder gangers, only to kill the troopers when they arrived at the prison. No troopers ever arrive at that prison. Fun fact, you can kill everyone there, and then it's just an empty prison.
But my anti-NCR pro-Legion status.
No, don't worry, this guy killed the Legion too. He traveled to Nipton and watched in wonder at the wickedness
More
of the
wild
Legion.
card.
In his eyes, it was art, but he couldn't let the Legion have all the fun, so he strung them up on their own crosses and set them ablaze, laughing and saying more of the fucking singing.
Where the fuck is our edge meter?
Finding that he liked the leader of the Legion's forces. Finding that he liked the leader of the Legion's forces, the town, or rather his hat, he cut off his head, hat and all. That was his first trophy, a skull wearing a wolf hat. Hold on! He's definitely missing words here, right?
Maybe.
I'm not just skipping words in my irritation.
He cut his head off, hat and
all. He's not missing words,
no,
he's
Why
missing
is there so many commas?
He's
Finding
missing
that he liked
periods.
the leader of the Legion's forces, the town, or rather his hat. That, like, there's something missing there. I don't know what it is, and I don't care.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. There's a word or two missing.
Maybe.
That or he should just erase the town.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wearing a macrame mix of grizzly trophies and combat armor, he marched into Boulder City.
Wait, I'm sorry, combat armor? He's got combat armor already?
I believe we're skipping forward to Boulder City, so I'm assuming so.
I was going to say,
even by Boulder City, you don't get combat armor, yo.
This guy's not only a murder hobo, he's cheating.
Yeah. Hearing that some great cons had information about the name that shot him. The name that shot him? I don't think names...
that's such a violent name. Bang, bang.
He stopped the conflict, alright. He shot, stabbed, and ate his way through the NCR troopers to get to his goal.
Okay, that's not hard. Okay, hold up. That's not hard. There's like 6 troopers there.
I know. Finally, he made it to New Vegas, which he promptly took over, cleansing it of the NCR and striking a bargain with the families. Minus the tops, everyone and everything was killed when he found Benny, adding his suit and his gun to his trophies. For Gamora, after he wins the Battle of Hoover Dam, they get stock of the new employees. Ultralux, which he brought over to cannibalism. They will spread their
Chapter 1,
operation.
third-person POV. This is not third-person POV. This isn't any POV. This is an omniscient narrator doing an info dump because you're a talentless hack!
Yeah, more or less. This is probably... It's not even, like, irritatingly bad or, like, angry levels of bad. It's just so bad.
I mean, I'm irritated. I think everyone can tell I'm irritated.
Yes, we can tell you're irritated. All I'm saying is that it's just so...
It's low effort, sad, edgy, pathetic.
I feel like I'm punching a retarded kid. Like, really?
Wow. Just...
Yeah, I went there.
I think you both need a drink.
I am drinking.
Go find a bottle of NyQuil, take a shot.
There he met the legate, and eventually the monster of the East, the ghoul of Vegas, named himself Salem Thorn. The first name was named after the horror that took place at the village. What village? Is there any village named Salem?
I think they're referring to the Salem witch trials, which makes no sense. Because first of all,
I'm building the quote mine. Yes, I am in fact building the quote mine. I'm going to be selling a shirt soon with all of my best quotes on them, and you're going to buy them.
Hey, don't forget. Me and Max will be on there too.
I want nothing to do with some quotes he spouted.
Yet,
I want to keep my job. Thank you.
Anyway, blah blah blah. Salem, last name was chosen because he was always a pain in the side of the NCR.
Except that's the wrong spelling
of
thorn.
Okay.
Oh no, it's not. It's the right spelling of thorn. Wow.
To be fair, this is still a better name and a better reasoning for the name than Spydar Poison Blood.
Yes. I will give the author that. It's more effort than Spydar Poison Blood. Because mentioning spiders makes you nervous on a subconscious level, which is an advantage that you can exploit. Get the fuck out.
People will just run from him when they hear See, the reason why I'm not saying spider, everyone, is not because I'm mispronouncing it on purpose. It's actually written as Spydar Poison Blood. When you pick your names, don't do that. If you think it's something an 8-year-old would come up with, don't. Is that reasonable? Am I being reasonable here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you happen to be 8 years old, I'm impressed you're writing to that degree. Period.
No booty. No booty. Not
give him the proper
Spydar Poison Blood. Spydar Poison Blood. Yeah. That's the quality we work with here. And people wonder why we're called Fanfiction Contempt Theater. Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Pain in the NCR. Blah, blah, blah. Killed the NCR. Blah, blah, blah. They'll never return. To which Salem laughed, saying, "You can't kill evil, my dear poor general. You can't kill me." And proceeded to massacre all the Rangers, saving Oliver for last.
Oh, right. Really? He just massacred the Rangers? I'm sorry, you expect me to believe that the Rangers wouldn't have seen what was going on and killed him before this?
Maybe.
Or as soon as the second he showed up on Hoover Dam, it would have been like, "Hey guys, we have reports of the insane murderous cannibal at the other end of the dam tearing through people. Oh, he's headed this way? Yeah. All right, sniper teams, get up in the towers, bolt the door shut behind you. As soon as he comes outside, fill him full of lead."
Yeah, I know, right? And then you use the upper half of General Oliver as his new flag.
Alright, so should we use our abilities as reviewers to say, "No, fuck you, new story"?
I'm waiting for him to be summoned.
Yeah,
I'm glad the action scenes are so well developed. Yeah.
I like that we managed to hold on to our viewers through all the last trash. We've lost 2 because of this.
We've lost 4 actually.
Oh, that's right, 4.
Let's stop.
No. We're gonna finish this.
We're nearly done. Blah, 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 blah. Ruler of the Mojave, more brutal than the Legion. No one was safe. Everyone died.
Everyone would leave.
Blah, blah, blah. 50 years ago, he went to the big mountain, and his cybernetics kept him young and strong ever since.
Which, by the way, I thought ghouls didn't need cybernetics. Aren't
They
a
don't.
number of ghouls, like, literally centuries old?
Yeah.
As long as you can keep your sanity. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't necessarily have to be your sanity, but as long as you can hold on to your purpose, it's essentially the same as hollowing.
Like,
Seriously.
That's also sort of like it's sort of implied that the more radiation ghouls are exposed to, the higher the chance they'll hollow, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it still comes down to the base of it's literally like hollowing out.
Yeah.
As long as you can hold on to yourself, whatever that be, even if you're completely off.
I
your
always
fucking
thought it was
rocker,
just a freak mutation due to radiation exposure.
becoming a ghoul is a freak mutation, but you don't become a feral ghoul unless something important in your mind snaps. There are ghouls. There are ghouls that are just ghouls that are hundreds of years old. There's one. It's not technically. He is a ghoul, but he isn't a ghoul. Bob the Tree from Fallout 3 is hundreds of years old.
He's also a tree.
He became a tree eventually. But yeah, there are ghouls that are hundreds of years old that you run across in the Fallout series, and it's like, oh, well, why are you not feral? It's like, I mean, they're like, you just got to have a purpose. It basically boils down to you just have to have a purpose, whatever that purpose may be, whether it's good or bad. That doesn't matter. Like I said, it's just like hollowing out. As long as you can hold on to yourself, you're fine.
Anyway,
You'll remain a person.
Blah blah blah. He's big and he's evil and he eats people. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Everyone dies. Blah blah blah. Brutal warlord. He sleeps in Good Springs. He's jumping around Good Springs as his helmet made of skull is rattling. So I'm always. Oh, he's basically the fucking Joker who eats people. Cool. When they asked him why he had a skull helmet, he told them it's so he's always smiling. He continued on his journey. He heard voices. Blah blah blah. He could hear the words. The summoning ritual chant. Blah blah blah. Green portal sucking him up. Luis' point of view. Boom. Why is she giving an eternal monologue about who she is?
Because this author because as I said before, this author is a hack and doesn't understand how writing works.
Indeed.
Well, again, they're making the most edgy Fallout OC ever, so yes.
Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, summoning chant, Zero's gonna fail, kablooey, dust everywhere, found her, what the hell, blah blah blah, she wasn't a Zero, she summoned one. She stopped laughing, and then she could still hear laughing. And then people were all scared of the tall, skull-headed, severed hand carrying, entire human torso carrying, strange armor, black as midnight carrying, scar-covered, bloody blood sack flung over his back, filled with meat person.
Munched it down.
Who then proceeded to eat a human arm.
He just ate. No, it's a super mutant arm. It's a human arm. It resembles a human arm, but it's a super mutant arm. And apparently, he's just gonna eat that entire thing.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Booty says, so the character development is as top notch as the action. Indeed, Booty. Indeed.
This is some quality character arcs here.
Yes,
I'm really starting to feel this character.
Are you starting to feel it, Mr. Krabs?
I'm starting to feel a murderous rage akin to this character's.
The man marched forward, singing in a strange language, clicked in front of me, clacked his heels together, saluted her. He laughed, throwing arms up in the air, jagged knife in hand, and began to sing. Again? Why is he still fucking singing? Cast
Blah,
a
blah,
translation
blah.
spell. Paused. Eyes. The eyes were dark, full of dark. The eyes were dark, full of dark mirth, and the one depraved madman had this in his eyes. These were
Dude,
the eyes of a
okay.
psychopath.
I'm sorry, but you I don't like this author, but you completely butchered that sentence.
I know.
Jesus.
I know. When he could see again.
Hold on. Then he casted the spell.
I know.
Oh boy. In addition to not understanding character development, action sequences, why chaotic stupid is a terrible thing to write, you can't even have proper tenses.
Indeed.
See, tenses are part of the patriarchy and misogynistic, so they're not allowed.
Indeed.
That's it, you're not allowed.
When I can see again, my first thought was I was in hell, green trees, blah blah blah.
Oh, of course,
this is awesome.
his idea of hell is
singing.
everything is nice and fluffy and green. Get the fuck out.
What bleeding hell is this? There's children all around me. You're not Puritans, are ya? They wouldn't even... I guess they could know if they were a ghoul. Yes, Colbert was attacking the darkness.
Use
The
the
darkness! You know what? If we're gonna have a bunch of terrible, edgy nonsense for Familiar of Zero, can we at least get Xemnas in here? So that way when someone's running around screaming about the darkness, it's not, like, cringeworthy, just eye-roll worthy.
Yes, indeed. Blah blah blah. There's children.
Not nearly
the old guy
annoying enough to
spoke
be
up.
true cringeworthy, but enough to make your eyes roll.
The old guy spoke up. You were summoned to be a familiar. I look at him confused. He can't even italicize properly.
How do you... You know what? I don't care.
What the heck's a familiar, you pompous windbag? I better not be no slave, because I hate slavers, and the last one I ran into, I impaled on spikes and burned them alive.
Oh, really? He hates slavers despite selling slaves to Gamora. Gee, that seems real consistent. And I understand you could make the argument that he's a psychopath, but I don't want to give
psychopath doesn't mean stupid, though, and I hate it when people do that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was saying, like, this author doesn't deserve any kind of pass. Like,
everyone, why is the rest of this italicized?
It's all taking place in his head.
Everyone looked at me shocked. You never heard of a joke before. Tough crowd. I don't kill kids. I'm evil, not a monster.
No,
I'm fairly certain you're a monster.
Everything you've described is, in fact, a monster. Blah, 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 blah.
Despite being the most evil person in the wasteland, he obviously draws the line at slavery.
Like I said, despite the fact that he engaged wholesale in that practice with Gamora.
Isley says, some of my best friends are psychopaths.
Anyway, can we get on with this crap?
Yep, we're done.
Thanks fucking Christ.
And one more story to round off the day.
But killing kids seems like something a raider would do. Chem-crazed weirdos. Oh my god.
Yeah. Harry Potter Warcraft crossover to end the day. As always, the link is going to be found in the Discord panel below.
Any love, hate, feedback, or anything in between is always accepted happily, and as always, stay awesome. Stay classy! Sir, you have forfeited the right to suggest that with this filth.
Yes. Well, I will actually echo the words of that, late, terrible author. Join our Discord. We love feedback. We love a community. We love people that type shit, because I'm a bored-ass person who has way too much time on his hands.
The rest of us will chime in occasionally.
And then post more memes.
Like once in a blue moon.
Anyway, so this is Death's Aspect. I think I should keep the edgy banner up.
As you say,
The edgy
we don't
banner
have
isn't even up
it.
for me.
Oh, trust me, it's up. In a series.
Oh, there we go. Why?
Harry Potter and the World of Warcraft crossover. Harry Potter, Master of Death, is summoned by a warlock in desperate need of his power. Imagine her surprise when a naked man appears in her summoning circle instead of a powerful demon, and imagine Harry's surprise when he sees Hermione's soul reborn into the girl who summoned him. Harry times harem.
That's it.
Wrath of Witch
this,
King.
we're done for the night. We're done for the night. Just end the stream.
Good night, everybody.
We're done.
Good night, everybody.
Nothing more to see. Go home. We're done. Show's over. We're canceled.
We're canceling everything.
What am I supposed to... Atin?
Good night, everybody.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with all this edited material now?
You can still post that. We're just not giving you anything more.
That's not how you write a tagline. Yes, we are aware that's not how you write a tagline.
We're not trying to write a tagline.
What it is how you do is how you get people to start drinking.
We are not, nor will we ever be proponents of binge drinking, despite nose hair's crippling alcoholism.
Chapter 1! A summoning gone wrong or right?
Are we actually doing this?
Yes.
Sneaky, maybe you should back off the yelling a little, though, because we're still losing viewers.
No. I think we're losing viewers because of what we're covering.
They can't take the trash anymore.
Not because of what I'm doing. Harry Potter stood above the graves of the only woman he had ever loved. In the 5 centuries of his sleepless, immortal, sparkling in sun life, he had only loved 3 women.
I'm just trying to avoid choking to death.
Though none of them could stand the test of time. Yeah, because they're, mortal. And they age. And die. I am not paid enough for this. Something
You're not
that
paid at all yet.
I am aware.
No,
Something that no longer
stuff
seemed to apply to him. Not since he had gathered the Hollows together to defeat Voldemort.
I am actually gonna leave because I'm tired as fuck.
Alright, you do that. If he had only known the price he had to pay for that victory, he could not die. He had been beheaded, he had been burned to ash. He had been hit with more killing curses than most Death Eaters had cast in their entire lifetime, and still he stood. You don't need to put commas in when it's just a single thing. Oh,
Sure you do.
He could be hurt. He was capable of feeling pain, and he could be rendered unconscious. But he could not die. His head would regrow, his body would reform from the ashes, and the killing curse didn't
Good
even
for you, Deadpool.
tickle anymore. And even though this curse had allowed him to meet his second and third loves, he still considered it a curse, for it also ensured he would feel the pain of their loss forever. It seemed that not only was he cursed with immortality, but the souls of the dead and the damned were attracted to him now. He was constantly looking over his shoulder for ghouls, inferi and the like, and on the very rare occasions, though he was pretty sure he had killed the last one on the planet, liches. Other abilities he had started to notice as the years went on were his abilities to see and feel a soul like a sixth sense. Everyone had a different soul, and it made them completely impossible to impersonate someone he knew. However, it took focus and effort. It didn't come easily to him, though the more he looked at someone's soul, the easier it was for him to feel it. By the time Hermione had died of old age, he could feel her soul.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel the crippling alcoholism being brought on by this?
He could feel her soul from anywhere on Earth, need to be capitalized, and use it to go to her at any time. That's a bit creepy. And he could feel when her soul left him, left the Earth. It had been the single most horrible thing he had ever experienced. He hadn't realized until she was gone how much he came to enjoy the constant feeling of her soul being close to his. Just as much as he enjoyed her mind, her body, he had enjoyed her soul. He had later fallen in love with a woman named Erica Greengrass. She was practically a spitting image of his friend Daphne, and it was with her that he started to realize souls might be reborn. He had felt Daphne's soul in her great-granddaughter, who had been born after Daphne had died, and he had noticed that Erica had a soul that was identical to his old friend. Erica had already been dating a girl named Kimberly Tonks. Yes, you guessed it, the granddaughter of Teddy Tonks and his third love.
Get the fuck out, author.
We're getting into a harem, and then we're killing the harem off, and then we're getting a new harem. Alright, strap your butts in, kids! We're doing this!
I'm so done.
I'm
just so dead inside.
I'll say this. I don't think I've ever seen a story start with, I miss my old harem. Time to get a new one.
I will admit, that is a first for even me.
Yes.
That's a new one.
I'll give you points for originality, author. Nothing else, but...
Haven't encountered that before. Kim had noticed Erica's attraction to Harry, just as Erica had noticed Kim's attraction to him. Both of them, without speaking to the other, had invited him to join them in bed one night as an anniversary surprise for their girlfriend. It just never stopped with one night, and eventually he married them both. But like Hermione before them, they both grew old and passed away, while he stayed eternally 18 years old.
Shit.
Over the centuries, Harry had lost interest in this world. There was too much grief and memories of betrayal for him here.
No, hold up, Isley. That is an insult to the noble profession of a bard. Because those are jokes. Those are memes. This is trash.
Indeed.
You can sleep with anything effortlessly.
He had isolated himself and started experimenting with dimensional magics. If this world meant nothing for him anymore, and he could not die, then it seemed his only option was to find a new world to call home. Tonight, he would try his improved version of the dimensional travel ritual. He was the only one who could really test the ritual. He had died several times already, and any normal person would never be able to keep up this trial and error style experimentation. However, it didn't matter what happened to his body. He would always heal, regenerate, or even in the one time he had been ripped apart atom by atom, completely respawn in a whole new body.
Oh my god. So, first of all, here's a problem with making your character unkillable.
Yeah.
It removes 98% of the tension you can ever possibly generate.
Yes.
The better Deadpool stories get around this by using Deadpool to examine moral quandaries, whether his own or other people's, and to tell interesting, thought-provoking stories. And they ignore the fact that there's no danger, that Deadpool's ever doing anything dangerous, because they're like, yeah, there's no danger to this. He's fighting an entire group of aliens by himself. Yeah, he can do that. So what if they kill him? He'll come back. But this person hasn't even done that, because this is going to be some womanizing harem-having Harry who's perfect in every way and can't die, and there's spawning souls, and there's going to be no dramatic tension or thought-provoking questions ever.
The Booty Doom says, you mean this isn't going to be a thought-provoking story?
No, it seems not. It seems we shall be sorely disappointed this week, once again.
Yes, sort of like One Punch Man.
But yes, One Punch Man gets around that, deals with that by A, being obviously satirical, B, it focuses, even though Saitama is the main character, it focuses on everyone else and what everyone else is doing and their struggles until it's time to wrap things up, at which point Saitama is finally allowed to show up and end the entire fight with one punch.
Who is this sassy lost child?
That's still great. I need a t-shirt of that.
That is still great.
Who is this sassy lost child?
Anyway. Wish me luck, me loves. I have a feeling tonight is the night of my success. A whole new world to explore. I'm excited for the first time in nearly 2 centuries. He whispered as he placed a hand.
Look at me! Adding characterization to him by completely removing characterization.
On each of their tombstones before closing his eyes and letting happy memories fill him.
What? Does he just, like, have their tombstones in his house or something?
No, we started off the story with him being at the graveyard staring at the tombstones.
Okay, alright, that's fine. That seems like a really bad place to do an experiment. It seems like you need a pretty controlled environment for, you know, runic circles and inscribing. But yeah, just do it in front of some gravestones. Yeah, especially since... What? Apparently, it seems to be something that, you know, he does this a lot when he needs to get wish luck.
Does he have 3 hands? You know? You never know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You know, we've certainly run across fanfiction characters that would need to have at least 4 sets of arms to do everything they would describe.
He put on his clothes as he read the book and looked out onto the sunset. Anyway. Agent Elizabeth reporting. I have been trapped in these caves for the past 6 days with no escape in sight. The Scourge pursue me because I have managed to obtain vital information and was caught trying to send it to you. I have located the officers within the Scourge who possess the necessary ritual stones to enter Naxxramas without setting off any alarms. I haven't had a moment's rest to attempt this
it seems
now.
like you're wasting a lot of fucking time with your incredibly important report that could be summed up with, the Scourge is pursuing me, I found vital information. Here is the vital information.
I have used that time to copy the information I obtained and to summon some shadow hounds, which I pray can make it out of these tunnels undetected. I am sending a copy of this information to Sylvanas Windrunner and Jaina Proudmoore. I pray this information reaches you and do not waste any resources trying to rescue me. I am attempting a strong summoning ritual after I send these. If it is a success, I will see you all again. If I fail, even if what I summon doesn't kill me, I expect the Scourge will, long before the message reaches you both.
Okay, hold on. Now, it's been a while since I played Warcraft, I'll admit that. But I'm pretty sure the Scourge has been completely and utterly inactive since Arthas got his ass kicked.
No, this is the start of Watlook.
Oh, then why on earth is this person sending information to Jaina Proudmoore? I'm sorry, not Jaina, Sylvanas.
Why not?
Send it to literally any other trustworthy member of the Horde.
Probably because Sylvanas is the closest.
But, like, again, Sylvanas won't do anything. She'll be like, oh, great, Arthas can kill a bunch of people, then I can come in and get more Forsaken.
What? No.
Like, Sylvanas isn't gonna try to stop the skirt.
No, Sylvanas would, just to spite Arthas. But, no, Sylvanas would totally take out Naxxramas just to spit on Arthas' face.
Alright, yeah, fair point.
Oh boy, it gets even better. Then to the end of Jaina's letter, she added, I have always loved you, my darling sister.
That quote mine is getting some nice renovations today. Yeah, it is, apparently.
I have always loved you, my darling sister, and I have never blamed you for the actions of our father. I may no longer carry a family name due to his deeds, but I still see you as family. I pray you survive this campaign and build a family of your own in times of peace. I doubt we will ever see each other again. Your loving sister by blood, Elizabeth No Name, formerly Proudmoore.
I pray that I never have to see another shitty fucking OC who fucking is
I am gonna call it right now, when Jaina and Sylvanas will both be a part of his harem.
I'm sure they will. I hope I never have to see another crappy fucking piece of shit OC who's part of the main character's family, but not really because they've been disowned, or they're a half-sibling that was never known about.
And don't forget, this is Hermione.
Oh, yeah.
To the end of Sylvanas' letter, she added, though I have never said it with words, my lady, I know you have seen it in my actions and occasionally my eyes. I love you, my lady. Though I know it is unlikely my feelings are reciprocated, I could not let myself pass on from this life without making the effort to say those words to you, to let you know that at least one person is left in the world who loves you for who you are, that there is at least one person who enjoys every single moment spent in your presence. Your devoted agent, Elizabeth. Okay.
Fucking lazy ass piece of... Yeah, I know, Isley. I understand what I do every week. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop getting annoyed by it. Just because I've spent this long around trash doesn't mean I'm gonna get used to the smell. I refuse. It's trash. It will remain trash, and I will continue to be annoyed by it.
I can't believe I'm doing this, Elizabeth muttered to herself as she sent each of the messages.
I can't believe we're still reading this, because it's time to end the stream.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Do you really want to keep reading this crap?
I'll accelerate through it.
No. I mean, if you want to keep reading, go ahead. I will stick around. I'm just like, are you doing this because you think you need to, or because you think it'll be like, you think it's going anywhere?
It might go somewhere.
Besides Harem Town, I mean.
Yeah. I'll accelerate through it. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Demon magic. More demon magic than anyone on the planet. Shadow Priest. Demons, creatures, priest, corrupted magics. Bring forth a soul into a body. Blah, blah, blah. Her skin was pale as a corpse that it had always been. Okay, so she's undead. 6 days were not pleasant to her. Light armor, blue gown, metal plates, blue gown, blah blah blah, blue plates, blah blah blah, summoning circle. She's checking out her attractiveness. Calming breaths, summoning circle, never used it, summon a creature that was designed to fight the undead. And she refused to ever add the pattern that would bind the creature to her will. In her opinion, one of the biggest faults of warlocks was to bind the demons, to bind a summon, was making it mindless. She always preferred to make a deal. Succubi were easy, they just wanted energy. Blah blah blah. Shellhounds are addicted to magic. Imps love mischief. Blah 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 blah. Never summon a demon that would relay anything back to Sargeras. See those demons.
How is this still going?
Blah blah blah. Some of her friends were
This author's full
succubi.
of themselves.
Some of her friends were succubi. Okay. No idea what the summoning was. Blah blah blah. Might kill her. Blah blah blah. Hundreds of undead. Blah blah blah. Summoning chant. Blah blah blah.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go eat dinner, so...
You do that. I'll finish up here. And Overlord Fick, where he put his levels into Bard instead. Indeed. Blah blah blah. Summoned a naked man. Silver runes tattooed across him. Damn it. She screamed and blah blah blah. Who are you? He demanded. Their eyes met. He was hypnotic. I know who you are. I'm Elizabeth. Who are you? I'm Harry. His whole body shivered. Why don't you lower the sword? I'll get some clothes. He frowned, cursed in some languages. In the next moment, a large cloak appeared and covered him. He waved a wand, sword in hand turned a rock, sunned. Most realistic illusion ever. She serves a sword, summoned a ball of light. How did I get here? You blurred out that been trapped by the Scourge, stole valuable information. Lich King, his eyes flared and he took a step forward. You have a problem with a Lich. Several, she stuttered. Explain. Like, what I don't get from this is the author sets up, oh, she's so smart, she knows more about summoning than anyone else in the whole world, and she made this ritual to summon someone who was good at killing the undead. And she's like, oh wow, why does he want to know more about this Lich? You're literally making a summoning ritual that reaches into the twisting nether to summon a creature that kills undead. Maybe that creature doesn't come from Azeroth.
Yeah.
Throwing it out there. Like...
Oh, I'm sorry, I just got the great image of it being Ellis from Left 4 Dead 2 being the one summoned instead.
I need the greatest undead killer ever! What do you mean you don't got no shotgun rounds?
Just imagining any of the Left 4 Dead cast is just like...
Fucking, oh, that's what happened to Bill instead. There you go,
Didn't
save
die.
Bill.
He moved on to be a hero for another time and planet.
Indeed.
Like, see, what you thought happened was, you know, the tanks went and smashed him. Actually, they punched him through a portal.
They punched him so hard, reality broke. Indeed. How can you not have heard of it? Blah blah blah. Frostmourne, Arthas, stole vital information. More confused, no idea what he was talking about. And okay, so the author does bring this up. And then she realized she had used a demonic summoning ritual. Demons were creatures from other worlds. This man wasn't a demon, but he was from a different world. Godric's Hollow, England, planet Earth. This isn't Earth. Never really believed my spell would work. I wanted to leave Earth. I'm pretty sure it would fail. I summoned you. She blurted out, I wanted to summon something that would fight the Scourge. Alright then, tell me about this planet, blah blah blah. She gave him an info dump. Sylvanas loved Elizabeth secretly, blah blah blah.
Wait, hang on a second. I summoned you. I wanted to summon something made to fight the Scourge, and obviously it failed.
Yeah. He just smirked and made no comment. Yeah.
I hate when people do that. Like, it's one thing for it to be a character who isn't strong in this particular field of whatever.
Yeah.
Be like, I really hope you're what we need because I'm not confident in my skill, versus someone who apparently knows what she's doing and says, well, it failed. Just like you're not even gonna give him a chance.
Yeah, I know, right? Blah blah blah, describing Sylvanas. Elizabeth worried about her. She was terrified Elizabeth would die. Dear friend and her only friend ever. She found the girl when she was 10. Blah blah blah. Shadow hounds. Blah blah. Curious young girl, they're gifted in demon magic. Blah blah blah. They would teach her things. Oh, so the girl was taught by demons. Oh, okay. Well, that's nothing new, I guess. And never once afraid of Elizabeth. Blah. Demon arts. Sylvanas. Blah blah.
Sure would be nice if this was over.
And blah 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 blah. But what if there was more to their relationship? I love you, my lady. No, she can't be dead already. Blah blah blah. Cyndia, gather a unit for extraction. Where are we headed, my lady? We're going to these places. Blah blah blah. Jaina was crying. Blah blah blah. More backstory and world building. Blah blah blah. Demon magic. Wiped from the family history. Sharp Caw. Undead Crow Messenger with the scroll. Blah blah blah. We're acting on this information. We're gonna go rescue her. Blah blah blah. Cave coordinates. Yes, we do. They're gonna go save her. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna queue this up to actually look at. Because beyond the really beyond the really shit start, the grammar's not bad. The writing itself isn't bad. It's just got a really shit opening.
Yep. Surprised how many people will either continue a story or drop it right then and there just on that alone.
Oh, I know. However, I do read more stories for the plot. The plot.
Yeah, that thing.
Yes, indeed. Questions. Let's see. Do you guys write fan fiction as well? Yes, we do. In the panels down below, if you're on Twitch, we actually have linked to both our fan fictions that we are currently writing. It's we are writing. Well, Max and Atin are writing a Ruby story, and I am inputting my little knowledge and opinions on that. That's
a very shitty Ruby story.
Yeah, it's a I guess you could say almost intentionally shit Ruby story. And Max and I are also working on a Dark Souls story, but we have not finished the chapter that we were supposed to release about a year ago. You don't.
I'm never letting you write your own chapters again.
That was a really bad plan.
That was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
Oh.
Can you get a link for the Ruby story? I mean, sure.
Well, got what, 2 chapters, maybe
What's it called?
Maybe
Respawning isn't that
4,000?
awesome?
You know, we might have 4,000 words for it, I think. Oh. When did we get to 9,000 words on that?
Yeah, respawning isn't that awesome. I'll drop it into the Discord in case you're curious, Isley. Wait, are you on the Discord, Isley? Oh, okay. Yep, so anyway, thank you all for joining us today for this lovely 75th episode? 75th episode of Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9000. As always, tell your friends, don't tell your family. We always love to see more people here every single time. You can catch us live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, also known as GMT-6, on Tuesdays and on Fridays. Intermittently, we will occasionally either do streams together, or I'll just be streaming me being bad at games. But you are guaranteed to see us at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays. If you want to catch our archived episodes, you can find that on the YouTube, which is found in the panels down below. Anything else? Am I forgetting anything else? No, that is about it. So we will see you guys whenever we see you, or this Friday at 7 p.m. And always, there's always more. And it always gets worse.